What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 24 of the Patchman Hockey Show. We are the Patchman. I'm Jimmy, and
I'm John, and today we're talking about the Calgary Flames 30th anniversary patch.
that's right. And if you're new to the show, we look at NHL patches and teach you the hockey history behind the patch. Every patch has a story. So let's get into this week's story.
Yeah, and it's some story too. It's another foray into the Canadian patches.
Yep.
Calgary. Calgary was always a team. Growing up that
nice.
Always had some pretty cool jerseys, and let's see that patch.
Yeah, the patch is pretty sick. But you know what, John? Before we get into this,
yeah,
I think you know where we're going.
I think I do. What are we drinking?
What are we drinking? What are the Patchmen drinking tonight?
That's the question everyone wants to know. So let's give the people what they want.
Tell them, John, what are you drinking?
So today, I'm drinking Time and Space West Coast IPA. I was blurring into my background.
Oh, Jug Handle. They're in Lafayette or Sussex County, I think.
So they are Tinton Falls.
Oh, Tinton Falls. Oh, I'm thinking of
same state, different county.
Yeah, like a 2-hour difference.
What were you thinking of?
I was thinking of Angry Eric. I think I was looking at that.
Yeah, Angry Eric's up in Bud Lake, right?
Lafayette, because because last time I was in Bottle King, I'm looking at the local beer, and I did see Jug Handle, and then I guess I saw Angry Eric, and I guess I got my wires crossed on the town, but still, how's that beer?
So I'm gonna crack it open right now.
Oh, here we go.
Pretty good. Mosaic, Amarillo, and Cashmere hops. I don't know much. I don't know much about hops, but it's pretty good beer.
Yeah,
it's pretty drinkable. The West Coast IPAs, like, I can't really tell the difference between IPAs unless they have like some vanilla in them, or they're like the milkshake kind of IPAs. So, I mean, it tastes right. It's drinkable.
Yeah. What's the ABV on that bad boy?
6.5.
6.5. Nice. Good stuff, man.
So what do you got?
I have a nice nightcap here. So I have a Raspberry Reverie Russian Imperial Stout. It's got a really cool can.
Ooh.
Kind of spooky looking. And it is a 9% beer. And this is by Foolproof Brewing Company, which I actually don't know where they're from. Oh, Pawtucket, Rhode Island.
Okay.
Pawtucket. It's like Nantucket, but for dogs. That was a bad joke. But anyway, so it says Russian Imperial Stout Ale brewed with raspberry. So let's.
That stuff's gonna be coming out of that thing like Russian oil. So.
Oh.
You probably can't. I was gonna say, these trying times, drinking a Russian, anything Russian, you might be canceled soon. So.
Yeah, I know. Maybe this is not appropriate for the times, but I just picked it up and it's pretty good. And it definitely tastes how a stout should. It's not really sweet. I do taste the raspberry, which is interesting. Excuse me. I'm already freaking slurring my beer. It's interesting because I don't remember ever having raspberry in a beer. Have you?
No, not really.
Not in a stout. At least not a stout or a porter.
Maybe like a sour.
Yeah, right, a sour, sure. But it's pretty good. I like it. So
I had I was drinking a stout like 2 weeks ago, and I really only drink porters, and I was I cracked it open. I was expecting to get like that porter taste, like that thick,
yep,
like
creamy.
hot cocoa like flavor, and I was like, this is a stout. I'm like, I haven't had a stout in a long time.
Oh
It's not
wow.
as bold, right?
Yeah, I forget what the technical differences between like a stout and a porter. To me, they're almost like interchangeable, but I do think a porter is more of like darker and thicker. Maybe is the word. I don't know. And then maybe a stout is creamier, or maybe I just have it backwards.
So Google says the stout is very dark, roasty, bitter, and creamy ale, while porter is a substantial malty ale with a complex and flavorful character. So
Okay,
take
so
what
I
you
think
want
I
from
did
that.
have it right then. So yeah,
Yeah.
stout's creamier. Yeah. All right. Cool.
All
Nice.
right.
So let's see what's going on here. So we're fresh off of episode 23. If you guys check that out, we kind of went back in time and we ranked all of the patches up to episode 21. So it was the first 19 patches, because the first episode we didn't do any patches. It was like an intro show. So we hope you enjoyed that. And yeah, so we're doing the Calgary Flames 30th anniversary patch here, which I have. Do you have this patch or no?
I don't.
Oh. It is a cool patch. Actually, you know what? I can let me share my screen.
Yeah.
Just gonna bring it up real quick, just so people on YouTube can check it out. Cool. All right. So, where am I here? Share the screen. All right. Cool. So, so this is the patch, and I think it's pretty cool. What do you think about it?
It's cool. No, I'm kidding. No, it's interesting.
It's big. It's a big patch.
It's pretty big. The choice of font for the numbers is a little interesting, I think.
I thought so too.
Like
Yeah.
they kind of just like pick the font, it seems like. Because it's definitely don't think that's the Jersey font at all. Then you
Great
get
point. Yeah.
you get the skyline. Like that's not CN Tower, but the tower in Calgary, I guess.
Yeah. No, you're
With the
right. It's
lights
actually
on.
called the Calgary Tower. Yeah. I
Oh,
looked it
right.
up because I'm like, oh, that's kind of it's like the building in Seattle or Toronto.
Yeah, the Space Needle, and then I think the one in Toronto is the CN Tower. It was at some point.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and you get the skyline. You get they went with the current logo. Not bad.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's cool because just because you have the Calgary skyline behind the Saddle Dome, which is the arena where the Flames have played there since they moved from Atlanta in 1980. So that building, what is that, like the second oldest building now in the NHL, right? I think MSG is the first.
Yep. And they're not getting a new arena anytime soon.
Yeah. So, yeah, I feel like we just actually touched upon this on one of our recent episodes where I think the Flames, I think, might be in talks again, because I know they fell through, and then I think they both sides want to make it work, but it's just amazing because they're just going to run that building into the ground. So,
Yeah, yeah, and I'll I want to talk about that later because I did some research into that,
oh, you did?
and yeah, so the city of like Alberta, um, or Calgary, what am I talking about? Like the government doesn't want any involvement. Like they don't want to spend any money pretty much on anything, and they got the arena ready. They're good, and the people aren't going to vote for it. So it's part of it has to do with like the culture up there. So unless the arena is financed and funded by the team, like I don't see them having any shot at building an arena.
Or they have some private investors, right? I mean,
Yeah.
maybe that could play a role into it. I mean,
Oh
you
yeah.
can't just leave it all on the taxpayers.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, no, that's good. I'm glad you looked that up because I totally forgot to look into that. So yeah, it's so funny because like the Saddle Dome is a very unique um, piece of architecture because it literally is a saddle, and that's why they call it the Saddle Dome. And and honestly, that didn't really hit me until like I was looking up research into the
Yeah, man.
show
Remember
notes.
remember that one time you're like, oh, the Boston Garden. There's no gardens at the Boston Garden.
I'm still trying to find the garden at MSG. I heard they got some floral arrangements and they're growing some tomatoes and things like that. Some squash.
No,
Yeah, so I guess.
I'm at Jimmy. I'm at the Continental Airlines Arena. I'm at Newark Airport. Like I'm.
Yeah. So that really, it's like the Saddle Dome is really like the Nassau Coliseum of the West, really, because like the Nassau Coliseum, same thing with this old building. It gets plenty of flood damage. I think in 2013, I read that the Saddle Dome had some pretty severe flood damage. Um, so they did a bunch of renovations, but it's like, at some point, you got to shit or get off the pot here because you need to have a building up to snuff with the rest of the league. And it's not like they can add seats or anything. And I don't even know what luxury boxes are like for corporate. So,
Oh yeah. Huh.
yeah, it's an interesting scenario up there for sure. I'm trying to think. I don't think we even talked about this, but what do we think of the Calgary Flames? The actual logo, the C, the flame and C. I always liked it. I always thought it was cool.
I think it's a great logo. Um, I think the team does a great job with the logo and the jerseys.
Agreed.
Uh,
That's one thing. Just like I think we mentioned Pittsburgh, they never made a bad jersey. Calgary never made a bad jersey ever. I mean, they were all really good. Like,
Even like that black one with the dragon. Remember that one?
yeah, absolutely. That was, man, when I first saw that jersey as like, whatever, 11, 12-year-old, I was like, that horse, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, horse. Yeah.
that's a mean looking horse. But I mean, it's the prairies. It's the whole like culture out there in Calgary.
Yeah, and they really embraced it because with the Flames coming from Atlanta over there, like how the Flames logo in Atlanta was like the A with like
Oh
the
yeah,
flame in it.
yep,
Um,
yeah,
like they just kept that up with the C with the flames coming out of it. And I always loved on the jerseys, like on the bottom stripes, how on some years it would be like go up into the C.
yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah,
you don't see anyone doing that with like the stripe. So
Yeah, it's like midway around the jersey, the trim of the jersey, it just like took a sharp turn. Like,
Yep.
and that was, and you know what? That was unique, and it worked. Like the whole color, everything about those jerseys, their throwbacks before that, and then, or I should say, original jerseys before that, which are now throwbacks, and now even like their current set of jerseys now, like they always looked good. Like, um,
Yeah, and like what's it called? The Stadium Series jerseys.
oh yeah, I forgot about those. That was more of like a what was that? The Heritage Classic?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think those
Like
jerseys were
just
like
go ahead.
no, I think they were like a different shade of red and I don't know, like a cream orange or something like that, right? I'm trying to think in my head like what it looked like.
Yeah, well, it was white with like
Oh,
the
white.
but like the
Oh,
red is like kind of muted and it's got that gold.
muted. That's okay. That's what I was looking for. Muted. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean even still that's a cool. I you know
And
what?
then
I
they
will
have the
say
other one with the stripes.
yes. Yeah, yes. That right.
Wow. Yeah, they're
I
good
think the
looking
one
jerseys.
jersey I didn't like and I just thought of it now. The one that it literally said Calgary with over the logo and it was a third jersey
Huh. I
and it
remember that
was
one.
just terrible. It was that was bad. Oh, you're looking it up?
Oh my god, that's horrible.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
it
they didn't
wasn't
they
good.
didn't wear that for very long. Yeah,
No.
oh god.
Yeah, not a and I think it was black up top, right?
Yeah, it's got like the half shoulder thing
Yeah,
with the black and then it's got Calgary in his weird script. Ugh, I'm not liking it.
right. Yeah, it
That's like
was
the Reebok era when they started doing some weird stuff like ruining the Dallas jerseys. That like the Mooterus Dallas jersey. Ugh, I don't know.
Mooterus. Oh man. Yeah, well, I'm glad you said that because Reebok really like fucked up a lot of the jerseys.
Remember when they first came out, like starting to come out? They're like, "Oh, it's so more aerodynamic." The
Right, that was
socks,
a
the,
big
the socks are
marketing word.
changing.
Yeah,
It's a slim fit,
aerodynamic.
slim fit.
That's exactly what they promoted though. That was the marketing jargon. Aerodynamic, slim fit, tapered. That was the other one, tapered.
Yeah, they're like, "Oh, we're gonna get rid of the stripes." Like, was it when did the Devils like, go to a regular jersey, or did they like mess with the stripe? I think like when they went to the Edge jerseys.
It was just tapered. They
Yeah,
kept like they kept the jersey.
everyone else came out with a cool jersey, and they're like, oh, what's the Devils gonna do? Nothing.
Yeah, but you know what though? A lot of those jerseys though that you saw, it was like the same uniform that it was before the Reebok, but they just added like these lines, these piping that goes down. Like the St. Louis comes to mind. Who else?
Yeah,
Carolina Hurricanes, Edmonton.
Edmonton.
Yes,
Uh,
yes. It's like what the fuck? Like it's just too much.
Jimmy, they're streamlined.
Yeah.
These jerseys were tested in a wind tunnel.
The players skate faster. How can you prove that?
Yeah, you can't.
So stupid. And actually, well, speaking of those Reebok jerseys, now that we're on the topic of it, you remember the Sharks jerseys had like the black shoulder yoke?
Yeah.
They call it the shoulder yoke. So I could have sworn that, I don't know, what was it, like around 2010, 2011, that they took away the shoulder yoke because they said that it made the players skate faster. I swear to God, I don't know. Maybe
Was it
that's just
NASCAR?
misinformation because now if you saw their jerseys, they don't have that black up top. So I don't know.
Someone had to be trolling somebody. There's no way that's
Maybe,
serious.
maybe. Who knows? Hmm.
So you want to get into the season a little bit?
Yeah, dude. So I'm gonna start off with this fun fact, right?
Yeah.
Because we had a whole conversation about it uh, on on episode 21 about it about the ice logo. So the Flames had a 30. Actually the patch was the logo on center ice. So if you go
Yeah.
back and you look at the video, um, so why is that relevant? Because of we talked about how teams sometimes use their patches as a center ice logo. But if you go back like 30 years, teams didn't even use their logo at center ice.
It added like the blue line. Yeah, I'm gonna put the logo over here.
Yeah, right. It's just so interesting, man. I don't know why. Like it intrigues me, but it was cool to see like the opening night video
Mm-hmm.
of seeing the patch there, and I'm like, oh wow, that's pretty sick. Um, so I'll start off with that, and oh, and they wore the retro jerseys too.
Yep.
And as well, wait, the team Stanley Cup. Oh yeah, because it was their inaugural season, and they won the cup in that jersey as well. Yeah, for 5 games over the course of the 2009-10 season. Oh, I don't know if we mentioned that or not, but this was during the 2009-10 season, so not that long ago.
Yeah, not the long ago at all. And actually, like you brought the jerseys up, like that retro jersey that they wore, like they would wear it for 5 games over that season. Like all the original 6 teams. Um, against all the Canadian teams.
Canadian teams, yeah,
Yeah.
yep, yeah, yeah. I saw that, which is cool. I mean, that's a great way to kick off your 30th campaign, and everybody loves it. It's always a crowd pleaser. Um, and I have a quote here actually from one of the original owners. Or yeah, he was part of the ownership group that brought the team to Calgary in 1980. But on that night, he said that I'm going to feel nostalgic because the jersey is the first one we had, said Flames co-owner Harley Hotchkiss, and noted that the team has seen both good times and bad times over the past 30 years. Um, and it is cool because that original jersey, they never changed it from their Atlanta Flames days. I was going to say Thrashers, but the Atlanta Flames days.
Yep.
So if you go back and you look at the Atlanta Flames jerseys, they're exactly the same with the different that A,
Yeah.
with that A logo, which I think the A logo is pretty genius too. That's another cool one. As you mentioned, they use it for the alternate captain. So that's pretty cool because you would, and actually, you know what, man, that just reminded me of how when the North Stars moved to Dallas, they had the jerseys. They were wearing the jerseys, and then they moved. They kept the jerseys.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Remember
they
they
integrated into
switched.
the logo. Yep.
Yeah, they got rid
That
of that
last year
green
they
jersey.
changed like the design.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's like it's very like it's the same. So that was cool.
Yeah, I also like
fun fact.
teams that use like the first letter of like the team name or the city in on the logo. So like you got the Flames with the C, like you got the Avalanche with the A, like the A
Yeah, yep,
logo. Um so like I'm drawing a blank. You got the Boston with the B.
yeah.
Um
This is good trivia. This is a great trivia question.
right? So yeah. It's like that trivia question like name a sports team that like doesn't end with S. And it's like Lightning, Wild,
That's a good one.
Jazz, like so. Little trivia question for everyone out there.
Well, the Columbus Blue Jackets is a C, B, and a J all in one, but that doesn't count because that's 3 letters.
Yeah.
Um, Man, now this is gonna stump me
Yeah,
because
I
I
have to
know
look.
there's more. Oh, I was gonna say Minnesota, but that's like a secondary.
New Jersey.
New Jersey?
The Devils. NJ.
Oh yeah, yep. That's true. Hello. I was thinking of the D Devils.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I just thought of it. The Ottawa Senators, they used the O. They just had like an
Oh
O.
yeah.
Oh.
No, got
Oh. Get it? And those
uh,
jerseys were sick too.
yeah. Interesting.
Great,
The
great,
things to
yeah,
think
great.
of. The things to think of.
I tell you, man, you only hear it right here on the Patchman Hockey Show. That's for sure, man.
No, it's the hockey show about nothing.
That's right. What's the show about? Nothing.
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 Well, tell me, what's the show about? That was on
It's
today,
about nothing.
actually.
That might be my favorite Seinfeld episode of all time. With the show about nothing, on the show about nothing. I don't know what the show was about.
Nothing.
Like that is just so like just brilliance. Oh my god. I could just get high and just watch Seinfeld.
Oh yeah.
Ah. Oh man. All right. So what else you got for the Flames for this season? I got some other cool facts.
Um, let's see. They were 10th in the Western Conference, 40, 32, and 10. So, all right, record.
Well, 10 we should know shootout losses just in case,
Oh
you
yeah,
know.
that's a good So
We
what
might have listeners that weren't around for the ties.
back in the day, yeah.
Yeah.
204 goals for, 210 against, and then you had captain, pretty much the only captain when you think captain for the Flames, Iginla.
Like what a stud of a hockey player, huh?
What a stud is right, and he carried that team for so long.
Yeah.
I think he hit 1,000 games this season with them. Um, yeah, just a great player, great scorer, perennial all-star.
Power forward. I mean, the guy not only could he score, he's going to beat the fuck out of you. Like he was nasty. He just played with such tenacity, and that's thinking about now in today's NHL. Like, okay, you have your power forwards, but now it's more about skill. Back then, I'm sure they didn't want him to fight as much, but he didn't need anybody like an enforcer at the time, like a fourth liner to back him up. It's like, hey, I got this. And I mean, you just look at on YouTube the clips of him just throwing the mitts. God damn. Oh, speaking of a Gimlet, so I don't know if you caught this from a couple of years ago. So remember how he got traded to the Boston Bruins? I think from Pittsburgh, I want to say. Or maybe it was Pittsburgh, I think. I'm just going to double check it real quick.
Pittsburgh to the Bruins, yeah.
Pittsburgh to the Bruins, okay.
So he was on the Kings too.
Oh yeah, wow, me too. So he's still living up in the Boston area. So they had a big snowstorm 2 years ago, and this news reporter gets a bit with him on the side of the road, and it's like, oh, so what are your thoughts on the snowstorm? And they don't even know who he is. He's just he's just like an everyday guy, like just wearing his like snow coat or whatever. It's like, oh man, this weather's crazy. Like it didn't dawn on him. And then like afterwards on Reddit or whatever, people are like sharing the clip and they're like, oh my God, like how funny is that?
That's hilarious. And he was just like a regular guy, just being like,
He was a regular guy, and well, like what's at this point, it's like 5 years since he had retired or played his last game. So he was out of the limelight, but he was still in the
God,
Massachusetts, the Boston area. So,
hockey players get no respect.
it's got to be a cool level of celebrity to be a hockey player because really, like I want to say maybe the top 10 hockey players are really like truly identifiable, like outside, like on the street.
Yeah,
And it also depends on the market that you're in, right? So if you're in downtown Montreal, if you're definitely Toronto, of course, like you're going to be well known. But if Connor McDavid played on the Devils and he's walking around in Morristown, no one is going to know Morristown, New
no,
Jersey. No one's going to know who he is. So
yeah.
it's
It goes, it goes back to like hockey's a team sport. I saw this interview with Ovechkin like after they won the cup. He's like, I didn't do nothing. He's like, so what? We won the cup. He goes, with my team. Like my team did well, you know. And that's
yeah.
how it is. You don't get like the football, like the football superstars that it's all about me, or like the NBA.
I was just going to say
Um,
basketball for sure.
Basketball definitely. It's more of a team sport. Plus, they're always wearing the helmets. So, I don't even know what some of the guys in my pickup league team look like, because they're always wearing a helmet. I could be out. They're like, hey, Shanley. I'm like, who the hell is this? Yo, you just played with me on Ford the other night.
That's a great point that you brought up because I was just thinking the other day. I don't know why I maybe thought of this, but I'm like, I was thinking about like all the beer league hockey that I've played, and it's been over 10 years now. And like I couldn't tell you, a quarter of the guys I've played against. Like I don't know their names. Like I know a few of them just from like, doing these different
Yeah.
social games or whatever, but it's just so funny because like I don't know who's on that team.
Yo,
I
it's
don't
like
know.
that the guy with the blue socks. The blue sock guy. Guy with the white,
Exactly.
that guy with the white cage. We're playing them
Yeah.
tonight. You gotta watch out for that guy. That guy's got the gray jersey on. That guy scores all the goals. It's like you don't know.
You got the visor guy. You got a guy wearing a yellow bucket. The guy
Mismatched sock guy. Love that one.
mismatched.
Like,
Yeah, no joke. That's a thing. Mismatched sock guy. Yeah, he's got the blue sock and then he's got a green and a black sock. What were we talking about? Oh, Ginla. How do we just go? Now we're just rambling. Patchman hockey. We're just going on and on. Love it. Show about nothing.
again, I remember like not to get like caught off track, but like whenever I'd go like buy a stick when I was like 12, 13, all the curves would be like Iginla. Like
Yeah,
Iginla or like who's the guy in the Predators? Or it'd be like Iginla, Shanahan,
Webber.
Fedorov, and like Legwand or whatever. I'm like,
Oh,
what?
leg one. That's right.
Like, who the
Yeah.
fuck is Legwand? But as previously covered in our National Predators episode, he is part of the Predators. So anyway, I digress.
Yeah, no, Ginla was all over hockey equipment. So yeah, you mentioned so he was the captain. It's worth mentioning the alternate captains because I guess it rotated monthly. Robin Reguera, Dion Phaneuf, who was just coming on the scene. That's probably like his fourth or fifth season in the league at that point. Damon Langkow, Craig Conroy, Jay Baumeister, Corey Sarch, and Ole Jokinen. Ole Jokinen, I remember Ole Jokinen. He was a Florida Panther, my man.
Journeyman, yeah.
Yeah. So was Jay Baumeister was a Florida Panther as well.
Yes, he
Longtime Florida
was.
Panther. Yeah. Um, yeah, and again, just led their stats. I mean, you gotta love it. It's just at 32 goals, 37 assists, and 69 points.
Wow.
Um, let's see. Oh, Mika Kiprusoff was their goalie. He was a great goalie.
Great goalie. He did he was with them when they made that run, right? That was Kiprusoff.
Oh, was that Kiprusoff? I think that was. Yes,
Yeah,
it.
yeah, 0304. Damn, so he was with the team.
He was a rookie that season.
Yeah. Wow.
I'm sorry, he was not a rookie.
No, no, no.
He was a first-year Flame with that season.
Yeah, he his rookie year was 94. So, wow.
Yeah, yeah, great, great goalie, man. He was awesome. What else from the 30th? It's Brent Sutter was the new coach of the Calgary Flames, and I remember this because he had left the Devils, and he was a coach of the Devils for 2 seasons, and the Devils couldn't get out of the first round in both seasons. Excuse me, but I just remember Brent Sutter just always looking so miserable in like post game interviews. Hey, your team just won 7-0. And he's always like picking the wax out of his ear. He's like, "Oh, the boys they didn't play as good as I wanted them to." So he was such like a weird guy, but he left the Devils to go back home to be on the farm because Sutter's they're a big farm family, and Calgary is right there.
He's his farm's right next to Brock Lesnar's farm. Right.
Oh yeah, Brock's got a lot of acres. Farm boy. You must be. That's a great Roman Reigns line, by the way. You must be stupid, farm boy, or whatever he said. Oh, you must be some kind of dumb farm boy.
Oh man, that's funny.
I actually, I was gonna say this in the group chat. I actually just bought 2 Roman Reigns shirts today.
Oh, get out.
I got the.
Are they both black?
Oh, they are. They're black. Like everything else on the site is black. Every T-shirt on WWE Shop Zone is black. But so I got the needle mover shirt, and I got the head of the table.
Oh, I like that one.
That's a cool one. The head of the table. Gotta acknowledge me.
You're gonna get a lot of chirps on that.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait to wear it in front of Craig. All right. So
what else? Theo Fleury trying to make his comeback.
Yes, let's talk about that.
That's
I remember watching this.
So he made it to camp and then just couldn't make it out of camp. And if you want to go into like the story behind it.
Yeah, I mean, Theo Fleury. So he had last played in 2003 as a member of the Blackhawks because he was bouncing around a little bit as his career was dwindling down, but he also had a lot of personal struggles off the ice because he got traded to the Avalanche and then to the Rangers and then to the Blackhawks. So he had been under NHL suspension over his addictions since he last played and was reinstated by the league prior to the opening of camp. And he signed a PTO. And he appeared in the Flames' second preseason game against the Islanders, and he drew a loud standing ovation from the fans, rightfully so. I mean, he's Theo Fleury, everything he did for that city for, well over a decade. And he scored the only shootout goal to lead the Flames to a 5-4 victory before acknowledging the crowd as they all chanted, Theo, Theo, Theo. There's video of this online, and it kind of gives me chills talking about it because I do remember watching it, and because it's like, oh shit, like this legend is trying to come back. It's like going back to WWE, right? Like, who Ric Flair, Undertaker coming back. Like, well, Undertaker was always around, but The Rock, let's just say The Rock as an example. The Rock coming back, and this is Fleury, and
electric.
Yeah, and honestly, like, and when I was watching at the time, like some of his play during the preseason games, I thought he was going to make the team, and I think he should have made the team. And I
I
thought,
think there was something going on.
I'm
There
glad you
has to be
mentioned
more
this.
to it because, like, he played pretty well,
Yes.
and then it kind of got halted, and he's like, "I just want to thank I want to thank like Coach Suter and everybody for the opportunity," and it just didn't work out.
Yeah, and then something happened on his website, and my memory's a little fuzzy with this, but he kind of threw Craig Conroy, his teammate, under the bus, and he basically said that like, "Hey, like I had more points than him during the preseason. He didn't score shit, and yet he got a roster spot." So, yeah, again, I mean, if I would have to look into that some more, but at the time, that's what I remember. So he should have. He could have played. I mean, he was determined. He was in great shape. I love that picture of him on Wikipedia where he's wearing the Flames jersey. Actually, did you see that picture? Actually, I'm gonna share my screen again.
Yeah. Also, there was like a book deal. Like his book came out like a year after like his comeback. So I think it
Oh
was a
well,
year. But like there's like controversy there too. Like was it just a ploy to like launch his book?
well, you know what, dude? That's funny you say that. I actually have the book.
Wow, it's like we set that up.
Yep, I have. I have the book. Honestly, I never finished it.
Hmm.
I got it as a Christmas present one year, and yeah, I think I only read like a quarter of it. I have a lot of hockey books I haven't even read. No, I definitely want to get into it. Um, yeah. Oh, I mean, on the back of the book, praise for Theo Fleury, and you have quotes from Jerome McGinley, Joe Sakic, Ron McLean, Hockey Night in Canada.
Hmm.
So yeah, he's a legend. But it just sucks because he went through some
Demons,
major
man.
shit
Yeah.
growing up in his childhood. Actually, you know what, John? I should have brought this up on when we talked about Wayne Gretzky, but I have a Wayne Gretzky book too, and this thing
Oh, I
is
didn't know
thick.
that.
Yeah,
Whew.
yeah, yeah. I keep my weed money in here. No, I'm just kidding.
But you got the middle of it cut out.
The middle of it's cut out. No, there's another one. See, I gotta find time to read. Like I just don't.
When does someone asked me that today? They're like, "Have you read any books?" I'm like, "I don't have time to read books." It's like
No.
even like before the baby, it's like there's stuff to do.
Yeah, my biggest thing with reading is it's hard for me to get comfortable reading. Like getting in a position to read, right? Like your body position. No, seriously, because if your head's looking down, right? It's like, oh, that's uncomfortable for your neck. So now what do? You sit at a table and hold the book like this, hold it up like that, like right?
Hey man, I smell an opportunity here. The reading chair. It's
I
gonna
think
put you
there's
in
a
the perfect position for any of your reading needs.
well, I think that's probably why there's audiobooks now. Just read the book to me.
Yo, have you checked out like the price of an audiobook? They're expensive.
No, but I keep having like Amazon credits for
Oh yeah.
I'm never gonna use.
Well, yeah, it's probably like you need 50 credits to get a book because I had the Steve Jobs one, and I think it was like $60. Kristen got it for me for Christmas one year, but that was like 10 years ago now. But it was expensive, and I was like, oh, this is cool. I want to like read another one. And I went to Amazon, and they're like, everything's like 40, $50. I'm like, yeah, I don't want to do this.
Like you're talking about the audiobook? Was that
Hmm.
much for an
Yeah,
audio file?
yeah. And then
Wow,
you can subscribe to something. I might be totally wrong because I haven't looked at this in at least like 5 years, but generally we're pretty expensive. And
interesting.
I don't
Huh?
condone torrenting anything, but they're not really on there if you're looking.
Well, I think like the Kindle, whatever the PDF that the book comes in for, like the Kindle, I think you can always like download that. Not that we're endorsing anything, we're just saying, you know. Oh man. So I was 1 second, hold on. I did have Theo Fleury on my screen, so let's go back to that. Got sidetracked by my library over here.
Hey, Theo Fleury, another short guy. He's 5'6".
Yeah, right. 5'6", not the biggest guy. Look at this. He's got the Canadian flag patch. He's got the 30th patch, and I think on here is the Calgary or Alberta flag patch.
Mhm.
Flames have 3 patches on this jersey. It's like we hit
Yeah.
the jackpot.
4 if you're the captain or an assistant. So
Great point. If you're the A, yeah, you got the A on it.
we need to look that up eventually. Like what team had the most patches on their jersey in one point, like in time. So we'll find that.
You know what I just thought of? If the if this was, so remember we talked about the 2000 season, right?
Yep.
And like some teams had like the double patch. What if like the Flames had made the finals that year, and you have like you had the 30th patch, and it was the 30th season, and then they had the 2000.
Yep.
And then somebody had the A over here. Then they had the flag, the Canadian flag. Then they had like the other patch. Where would they put the Stanley Cup final? They would probably have to remove the 30th patch, like Pittsburgh.
Oh my god. Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, or like just stick it like here. And then it's like the Saddle Dome's like 15th anniversary. We need a patch for that too. So like put it there.
Yeah.
And Nike's gonna make the jerseys here. We need a Nike patch on there.
Oh, just wait till advertisements come on jerseys, because you know that's coming.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch the New Jersey Devils, sponsored by Subway, jerseys.
It's so stupid. I think that was actually I think one major piece of news since like we took a break from recording new episodes is like they introduced advertisements on the helmets. So it's coming. Starts at the helmet. It's gonna be all over.
It's gonna be like I think I did an Instagram post on that. With like one of the European teams, they have like they're covered in friggin' logos. It's like
it's just too much. It's too much.
It's gonna be like soccer eventually, where it's like I don't follow, and Jimmy, you don't either. Like I know for a fact. But like I don't like if you asked me like what a soccer team was, I'm like, all right, I know like Arsenal maybe, but I also know like the team with the Chevy logo, which like the Chevy logo jersey, or like the Emirates like airline.
I was just gonna fucking say that. Yeah.
You know? But like I don't know what teams those are. I know like the sponsors, which goes to show like the sponsorship works, because I think of friggin' soccer and all I think of is like a car company, or like FedEx. I gotta mail something today.
McDonald's.
Glad I caught that game. Yeah, exactly. Like NASCAR. McDonald's, NASCAR, number 43. Yep. Car number 43. Bubba Wallace. Well, yeah, exactly.
It's funny how that works, man. I guess it does work.
I want to see a guy get sponsored and be like, my name is Burger King. Like, you gotta refer to me.
First name Burger, last name King. You call me Mr. King. Have it your way. Oh man, I haven't had Burger King in a while.
Me neither.
When was the last time you had Burger King?
I don't know. Maybe Saturday.
Did you really?
Saturday. No. I haven't had Burger King in a minute. But I saw something on the news that Burger King's prices are going up. So it's like $13 for like a Whopper meal. Inflation.
At Burger King.
They're flame broiled though, man. You know all about that flame broil
I used to
process.
work there. I used
Hey,
to work
man,
at Burger King.
what was that like 2 years ago? You were
Give me the mic. Who's at the drive-thru? I never did the drive-thru though. I never did that. Pull up a little closer, please. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. I'll just back up a little bit.
Me and Kristen went to McDonald's, and we like pull up, and like we're just like we need a minute, so it's like we drive up there. What do you want? We're like, I'm like, Kristen, what do you want? She's like, what's the number 2? And the guy in the thing's like, what do you want? What do you want? All right, well, number 2. All right, with a Coke. And then the number 4. Anything else? You want anything else with that? Come on, move it.
Oh my! It reminds me of the remember the Impractical Jokers, the punishment they did on Sal when he's working at White Castle, and Joe says, now let's try this again. I don't know, what did we learn today? Say please. Now let's try this again. And Sal was in the pickup window. That was the best. That was
What
great.
a great, yeah. That's a great punishment. That's a great episode. All the fast food ones are good. Like when he gets fired.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh my god, that show just brings me. That show, honestly, man. I know not a lot of people are into Jokers like I am, but like that show, that and Seinfeld, I could just put on and I watch over and over and over and just always laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man. All right, cool. We're going with different. We are firing on different tangents today, man.
It's Friday night.
It's Friday. So I have a couple other like bullet points over here. So the Flames were always like one of those teams that were might be leaving, might be not leaving, and as we just talked about before, right at the top of the show, but particularly like between 94 and 2005, they like didn't really have a lot of like financial backing. And I do remember like when I was younger hearing rumors of like, oh, the Flames, like they're gonna possibly leave, and then they made that run in 04, lost to Tampa in the 7th game. But I mean, I'm sure that did a lot to garner fan support, making that deep run.
Yeah.
So just because they're in Canada, you would think that like, oh, guaranteed sellout. That's not always consistent every year. It's not always the case, especially because it's like a smaller market too. Calgary.
I was gonna say the population in Calgary is like 50,000. Probably no.
Yeah,
it's just not what you get here. But I don't know. I can't really speak much, like really speak to it. But I know their population, like out there in like Western Canada.
Yep. They're actually south of Edmonton in Alberta. So I used to always want like mix up who's up top in Alberta. I used to think it was Calgary, but it's Edmonton.
Oh, maybe look at that on the map, because like I'm always wondering where like Ottawa is, and like I kind of know where like Quebec is.
And that's another one. I used to think that Ottawa was like right next to Toronto. It's actually almost right next to Montreal.
Go figure.
We're just a bunch of dumb hockey players from North New Jersey.
That's it. I've even been to Canada.
You have?
Yeah, I've been to Toronto.
Oh, and let's talk about that too, by the way. We're talking about the 2009-10 season. In 2009, 8 or 9, we were supposed to go to Canada.
2009, yes.
Yeah, summer of 2009. How fitting for this episode. And we never went, did we?
I had my passport.
You did.
Your passport.
I did. It's that third party.
Yeah. That guy.
We won't mention any names, but
But we could have been there at the Hall of Fame, raising the cup up.
that's right. We could have been.
Could have been, but no, I don't know. I don't know if I'll ever want to go to Canada again. So I need to renew my passport, and apparently that takes like 6 months. So I won't be going anytime soon.
Yeah, I think we were actually like looking at like we were going to go to Toronto, right? We were going to drive.
Mm-hmm.
That was
Yeah.
like the original plan, right? And stop at Buffalo. Were we still going to stop in Buffalo?
I think so. Yeah, that was the plan.
I do remember like looking up hotels in
At
Toronto. And
the hot sauce blue cheese arena.
I do remember like looking up hotel rooms in like downtown Toronto, and like we didn't have any fucking money back then.
Oh my god!
I was looking at ShopRite.
We got this one room. All right, it's like $250 a night. Oh my god! All right, we need like 10 people. So like all right, so 10 people, 250. All right, let's carry that. All right. I don't know if we can make this work tonight. We need like at least 15 people in that room.
But we can only fit 4 in a car. Oh, you guys are gonna have to drive separately. Oh, gas is like, $4. Oh my god! But we're only making $8.65 an hour.
Do you remember that, man? Like gas was
expensive.
Going on $5. I'm making like $8.20, $8.60 at Home Depot. I'm like, God, half my paycheck, and that's before taxes too.
Right. Yeah, it's funny how that's full circle again. But
I wish I had like a pay stub or something, because I would have loved to like what was I making, like $400 a week? Not even like.
I did keep some ShopRite pay stubs. I do have them somewhere. I don't think I tossed them, but I think my last one was from 2011.
Yeah, I missed the days when my taxes, like I just had my W-2 and it took me like 5 minutes. Like, all right.
Well, now you got a dependent.
Yeah, I got a dependent. Well, that's easy, but it's just like stocks and stuff. And this year I was like, I'm not going to sell any stock. I can do anything like random financial transactions that will like make me like have to like pay CPA or something. Like,
right.
It was pretty easy this year. And it worked out, we had a little tax credit bump for the dependent, for little Audrey.
There you go. Nice. A little ROI, man.
Yeah, man. I gotta recoup my investment on here.
Yeah.
She's an investment vehicle, as Vince McMahon would say.
You gotta open up a 529 and put in a lot of money. What's up with his vocal cords?
It's not a child. It's entertainment. It's not your daughter. It's entertainment.
Because we're recording today, and the interview with Vince McMahon and Pat McAfee's show came out today. It came out today or yesterday.
We give the fans what they want.
The audience, and does he have like laryngitis or something? Because his he really it's really grovelly. Give the fans what's best for the audience. Ha ha! That's good shit.
Pat McAfee, you're fired. Vince, but I don't work for you. Get the fuck out of my office.
Oh man. Come on, Vince. Turn my mic off.
Yeah.
All right. So do you have any other point? Yeah, I was just saying.
Yeah, no. I mean, that's all we really got for that.
Yeah, I got that. Yeah, I mean, it's worth noting that in the 30 years for the Calgary Flames, they won 1 Stanley Cup and made 3
80,
appearances.
89, 90 year runner. I think it was
86. Oh,
80.
yeah, they
It
won
was
in 89.
89. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, they made the finals in 86, I think, lost to Montreal, I believe, and then they beat Montreal in 89.
Yeah. Yep.
And then they lost in 2004, like we just said earlier. So not bad at all. And they're still, chasing that second cup. So yeah, let's get into the patch score. So let's see. Are you looking up something?
No.
Oh, okay. And
Got
you want to go first for the patch score?
Notification.
Oh,
All right. So I'm gonna give this one a 7.
7.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I don't know why. I like this patch.
You
Like,
do.
it's a pretty decent size. I look at it, I see, all right, it's a 30-year, clearly a 30-year patch. They got their logo on it. They got the years all laid out. Like, remember I was talking about like the years sometimes, like they'll be like, oh, it's a 2008, like 15th year season or whatever. Like
Yep.
here, you know exactly what the date is. You got the season laid out. You got their logo on it. Yeah, I don't know. For some reason, like I like this patch.
Okay. All right. Um, I'm gonna give it a 6 for me.
Okay.
It's not bad. It's not the
6 and
best.
yeah.
It's like right in the middle. And I mean, I guess my biggest gripe with it is like I guess the 30 that you have a lot of space up here with the font. Like you said, I don't even think it matches the jersey.
No.
So I think it could have been cooler if maybe they like brought the buildings up high. I don't know. I feel like there was like some potential here. Or maybe if they even made it red, like the background red or something. I don't know. But either way, I do like it. It's not my favorite. So you give it a 7, I give it a 6. It's a 6, it's a 6.5. The
Yeah, I think that's a fair score
patch
for it.
score. Yeah, 6.5. Yeah. So I guess so that's it. Because I don't have anything else for that. So what about
Yeah,
you?
no, that's what I got. So overall, all right, season, cool patch. That's what we do. We talk about cool patches and some not so cool, but we try to stay away from not so cool ones. Maybe we'll have a best of episode or worst of episode with some patches that we don't even want to talk about that we'll just show you. So just some ideas out there.
That's a great idea because there are patches that are just like meh, but they're not worth talking about for more than like 30 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, the commemorative patch for the Little Caesars that they put in the arena. Like, I don't know.
I almost just spit my fucking beer out, dude. That was funny. we could still smell the pizza on the floor. Oh, by the way,
it was 2010. The subway inside the Rock was changed to a Asian fusion restaurant with the meals being $25.
The Panda Express. So we forgot to actually mention this in the last episode. So John and I now see we got these mics, so our audio should be much more improved. And so I was listening to the last episode. It's because of my office. It's a little echoey, but I feel like John and I, our voices are as crisp as they can possibly be now.
Way better. Like the microphone in the AirPods is terrible. like listening to it, like the recording with the AirPods compared to the recording using this as a mic, like it's only night and day.
Night and day. Well worth the $50 investment here.
Hey, B&H Audio, like hook us up. Like
Yeah.
we're plugging your product. It's a great product. I think it's for $50, like for everything you get here. You get the
Yeah.
microphone, you get the stand. You know, it's pretty versatile. Like you get a pretty long cable if you want to like sing or something. Like
That's right. That it is a very long cable. Yes. Yeah. Um, yeah, it's definitely it's a great mic, and I just did some quick research on it on a YouTube video, and I was sold. It's just the complete value for it is great. It's a Samsung Q2U podcasting pack, and I think these are pretty popular microphones, and I like it.
you want to drop a promo in the ring.
Yeah. So actually, I find myself, John. The reason why I brought this up because I've been putting my hand on it, even though it's on the tripod. Like, so I don't know. I'm just like leaning on it, talking to you. So
What are you, Jay-Z?
allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Hove. Oh man. All right, man. Send us home, babe. Send us home.
All right, so we're the Patchmen. I'm John. That's Jimmy. Thanks for hanging in here with another episode. Follow us on Instagram. Smash that like button on YouTube.
Every hockey patch on Instagram.
Every hockey patch. You know, Jimmy's been doing great. You know, with that, you know, you've been putting out some good posts. Love it.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
When I have time.
But no, like we said, like we just like coming out with this content. So if you got any feedback, let us know. You know, the best way to get us, just make some comments on Instagram and we'll do your patch. You know, send us patches, whatever, you know.
Yeah, and you know what?
We're flexible.
Yeah, and for the posts that we make about these shows, if you remember like a special moment of like the Flames 30th anniversary season, yeah, they didn't make the playoffs. You know, some of these teams that we're talking about their patches, really, they didn't have a lot of success on the ice. Others did. But let us know if you even have like a personal memory. Like I just rattled off a bunch of crap in my head of just watching Theo Fleury attempting his comeback. So yeah, let us know below in the comment section and just share your hockey memories during this little time period. It's all the story behind the patch.
Story behind the patch.
Your stories.
Every patch
Their
has
stories.
a story.
Every patch has a story.
My story? No, your story.
Your story. Our story.
All right, cool.
All right, guys.
Everybody. Have a good night.
Peace.